I gotta mute. Hello? Anybody out there? Well, hey, Tina. I didn't get it, hon. I muted my phone. Hold on. How are you feeling? You feeling better? It happens. Hey, Louise. Hey, Jamaica. One of my friends gave me this cute little gift offline. She knew I was having a hard time seeing the tiny little things we got to do crafting. So she dropped this off in my mailbox. It's a little owl. It's a magnifying glass. But what I like about it is you can tilt it if you need to. Like, say I'm getting ready to do this. I need one of those laid up mirrors, but this will work until then to be able to see a little closer when I need to. So this is kind of cool. I probably have to set it up on the box or something though. I think this is more for like sitting down when you read it. I don't know how I would angle that and do thread. I'll have to play with it and figure it out. But I thought it was cute. Hey, Deb. So we continued off last week with me making these pink little things, and I went ahead and did my thread. And I'm going to try to do this without an awl. I'm just going to poke it and see if I can do this. I've never done sewing on any books without an awl. So we're going to take some paper clips I have to hold this in place, even though preferably over paper clips. I actually like those. I forget what they're called. They're clamps that you can get. You know what I'm talking about, the clamps that you clamp and then you snap it. I forget what they're called. Well, hey, TPG. How are you guys? Did you guys have a good day? Yes, I have everything together. The video's done. I just haven't got it posted yet. So you get to hear my initial reaction. I'm behind. I try to save those type of videos for the weekend. Oh, this is going to hurt the fingers. Oh, no. Okay, so here we go, guys. I'm using embroidery thread. So we're going to pull this through. I'm going to sew these little guys. And I'm going to do it just like I do my junk journals. Except without the awl. Okay. I'm going to sew my little booklets. So give me a second. Okay, that looks close. Oops, I'm hitting my arm now. It's holding my camera. So bring it back through and I take it here. You know, I love watching videos of the different ways that people sew their junk journals. I think it's so cool how everybody does it. I did learn one new trick that made it a little easier. Junie kind of gave me an idea on using an envelope. I took a great big envelope that I got. I'm going to tie this. Hold on. It's hard for me to talk and craft at the same time. But she used an envelope or something. I don't know. I took a business envelope and I matched pretty approximately to the size of the inside of a book that I would normally pick to journal. And I marked the spaces outside and what would go into the center and into these sides. And oh my gosh, it's so much easier to do my place. Okay. And you don't even need the knot at the end of this thread. I can even cut that off. Cut it short. And voila. We have a little book to go inside of a journal. And it's sewed. See how cute that is? Sewed perfectly on the lines. And I didn't measure. I hate measuring. I'm terrible at using any type of measuring. The only time I measure is when I mail stuff. So there, that's cute. So that one's done. On to the next one. Tired puppy. Be real with you, Jamaica. What are you talking about? We're always real in here. How can you love our homes when you've never been in our homes? Hey, Millie. You wouldn't love my home. My home's a crafty mess. I think Patty's ready to come visit me and organize it. It's a mess. It really is. I've got like an obstacle course because my problem is I don't have a crafting room. My crafts are all over my house because I just can't. I don't have a room that I can set up for just crafts, which is awful. So it's like they're half in my bedroom. They half take up a couch that's sitting in my dining room / entertainment. And I really don't have a dining room. My dining room is basically I don't know how to explain it. My house is huge, but we have a living room that you step down into, but it's not the warmest place in the winter time. So what I did was I kind of turned my dining room into a / den because I really don't like sitting in that room. Like my husband will run a heater in there, but I don't like that room in the winter personally. He can have it as his man cave. So what I do is I go into my dining room because I have a little entertainment stand in there and I have a TV and stuff, and that's where I watched my TV through the winter. And then when the summertime comes, I go back into his living room. So it's kind of like it's got a china closet, a couch, a little entertainment stand, and crafts everywhere. So it's kind of like, that slashy room. And then in my bedroom, because a lot of the times I'm on my bed when I'm doing my crafts because I don't really have a crafting table or nothing. A lot of my stuff is in there. I'm going to pull this back a little bit because I need a little bit of extra left. Okay. So I'm going to put this through the hole, and this one should be done. These are pretty easy to do. I like it. So then I'll take this part with the knot on it and put it here. You get the chance. I kind of ripped your bag up. I cut it open, Louise. Do me a favor and send me an email with exactly how your address is written. I have something that I found for you that I'm going to mail. hopefully tomorrow I will get it out in the mail. But I have, when I went to cut the bags open, I like have no strength. I use scissors on everything. I cut part of your address away and I can't technically read it right. But I hope you like what I found. You know, I like it that we get to know each other and we know each other's tastes. And then when we see stuff out, we're like, oh, it jumps out at me. Like this can go to such and such. This is not my this is my recycling garbage. I threw that in the wrong place. Oh well. I'll put it over here for now. I'll get that real garbage later. And pull this off, and I got my second book done. I got one more to do. How cute. This one's a little off, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. These papers weren't cut totally straight either, but that's all right. I still like them. Cute little books for future use. And then the last one. Exactly how I like them. All right. Well, you have sweet dreams, Deb. And I didn't get to answer your question last week either. If you're still here, you'd ask me if I iron paper. Sometimes I miss text for some reason. And I do come back and try to read. No, I have never ironed my papers. I've taken and I've ironed my whatever I'm using. If I use some, you know, type of quilting or whatever, or fabric to do my journals, but I've never taken iron to paper. I did try a couple things though that was kind of interesting. I made a homemade quilt because I crochet. Well, I can't say really a quilt. It was a granny squared blanket. My one grandson's father is from Ohio, so he wanted Ohio State colors. So I picked red and gray. I did gray squares with red on the outside, and when I got the whole entire blanket together, I went around it all in black. Well, I was watching the video of this girl because there was iron-on transfers to go on that, you know, because he wanted the Buckeyes and all that. And there was a girl who used the mildest setting possible and even laid a towel down, like a regular, you know, cotton towel. I can't even talk, not tile, towel. And she was trying to do the front of a crocheted hat. No matter what settings you use on an iron, it will melt the yarn. It flattened it. Like, she got it to where it didn't burn it, but it still flattened it where you could tell. So I took and I tried, because I don't want to sew it on. Because the one thing about sewing is, depending on how heavy your patch is, it pulls on the yarn stitches. So what I ended up doing was taking Fabrifix, and everybody keeps talking about Fabri-Tac, and I'm like, I use Fabrifix. Somebody said to me something about Fabri-Tac and Fabrifix being the same thing, and it isn't. It's two different things. You can get on Amazon. I've never used Fabri-Tac, but I will say this: Fabrifix holds anything to material too, and I think it's made by the same company. So what I ended up doing was taking Fabrifix to the patches, and I put it on the quilt, and for the most part, most of them stuck. But the ones I had the issue with were the ones that had the real glossy iron-on backing. Some of them didn't have that real glossy. So there was one that fell off, and it was the one that had the most gloss on it. So I'm going to have to go back over and mess with it again. I might have to sew that one just in a couple spots. It's just I didn't want it to pull on the stitches. But my grandkids are so funny because one of the twins loves filling stitches in crochet. That's her favorite blanket. I made her one when she was born, and she'll roll her fingers on the stitches when she gets sleepy. It's really cute. And the other one, she didn't take to it at all. She took to the real fuzzy, like baby type blankets. That was her favorite. There's a couple new things that I'm going to be learning soon, hopefully. It's not going to be till like July though. But I have a friend who I put in a request, and she's going to teach me a couple things that I really, really want to learn how to do. So we shall see how that turns out. I can't wait. I'm excited. I have everything I need to do one project, but I don't have anything to do with the other one. So I need to gather my stuff. But I can't wait. I'm pretty excited about learning these two new things. I just see something and try. No, I think Jamaican just doesn't speak English real well. I think that's their way of trying to bond. Hey, Metro. How's your day going? My day was long. This whole week has been so rough. I'm trying to get all of my books out of my back garage. First off, my store's not big enough to carry inventory. So we stuck everything in our back garage behind the house. And then all of a sudden the roof leaked. So I was trying to pull all the books off the front skid as fast as I could to get it out of the waterway because I didn't want them to get damp and moldy. So then I get everything out and I get everything salvaged and we're good. So then the two skids that I had back, well, actually there's 4 more skids I had back there. It's just not a place that I want to store books because every time it rains, we have a little issue in the back and we need a French drain. And what's happening is these stupid silverfish keep trying to get into my books. So I've been fighting silverfish this week and getting the rest of the books out of there because silverfish eats paper. If it isn't one thing, it's another. So what I've been doing is washing the books, boxing them, and bringing them in. So that way I know I'm not bringing any bugs into the next room over. Because I have like a area, when you walk into my door of my store, I have an area I can also store books. And plus the bathroom off of my store, I have a big area there to store books. So I've been trying to get the books out of there box at a time, and I unload like, I don't know, 5 boxes today. Maybe my back is feeling it. My sciatic nerve's been acting up again too. So I'm trying to get them out there. I'm down to, I cleared off 1 complete skid today. I've got 2 more to go now because I've been busting my butt working all week since last week and trying to get them moved. So I'm telling you, it sucks being 50 years old, lifting a box of books all day. I'm getting old. My body's letting me know I'm getting old. Well, that's cool, Jamaica. That's what I figured. That's what you mean. Yeah, there's a lot of people that struggle with English. I totally get it because I go into some streams and they speak a total another language I don't understand either. I have a translator because I have some people who I played Farmville with that were French. And it's so nice on YouTube because Facebook, because all you have to do is hit translation and it automatically tells me what they're saying to me. So we do talk back and forth that way, and I think it's cool. But YouTube doesn't have that option. And it's awful sometimes when you're trying to communicate with people when you can't. And then you're in a stream and someone comes in and it's not like you can copy and paste into the translator because it doesn't let me copy and paste on my screens inside of the lives. So it gets frustrating. What's word? No, we don't use that word. My rules are pretty easy. This is how I feel. Okay, sub for sub is something that throws people into my spam when they come in and they use the word sub for sub, or will you subscribe me back? All them people get thrown into my spam because of the algorithm. But this is the thing. You will hear on other channels where they say, don't use the word subscribe, which is really stupid because it's not. The word subscribe is on the YouTube button. If you are not meant to type out the actual word subscribe, then why would they have it on their button? That word wouldn't even be there. They would change the word completely. So I don't believe that is spam, but I do believe the sub for sub is spam. But that's not what we're here for tonight, Jamaica. I mean, if people, if you watch somebody's channel and you go and you say something on their stream and they, come back to your channel and subscribe, that's fine. But I do Wednesday welcomes for that. And this is Tuesday. Wednesday welcomes to me is I put out 10 channel names into my stream, and then people who can come in, it's kind of like a meet and greet. Yeah, it is confusing. I was in streams where I literally got banned by a Nightbot, timed out because I used emojis. I mean, some people can get really too strict on here because they were saying that emojis were spam. I said, Google YouTube emojis. If YouTube didn't want emojis, you wouldn't be able to have them. They would be disabled. And when you Google YouTube with emojis, what comes up is YouTube accepts emojis. Doesn't say anything about them not accepting emojis. So this guy was like yelling at me going, oh, if you use emojis in here, it gets me in trouble, blah, blah. I said, whoever told you this stuff is lying? I said, you people really need to take the time to read the YouTube terms of service. I have. And there is nothing in there about emojis costing anybody spam. It's just people make up stuff. You know what I mean? YouTube's always changing. You're always hearing rumors. And pretty much in my stream, it's laid back. You can just talk to each other, watch each other's channels if you want to, get to know people in the room. Because I'd rather not have a number. I'd rather have people that I actually talk to. So it is what it is. Yep. That's how I feel too. And sometimes I feel bad because I can't even keep up with people sometimes because I'm working a full-time job. It makes it difficult to visit channels. Like I've been here, it'll be 2 years, July 29th, and I'm not even close to my watch time. My watch time has never been close to where it's supposed to be to get the so-called commercials and AdSense or whatever. I'm to the point I could care less. If I get paid, I get paid. I don't, I don't. I'm not thriving for it anymore. You get on here and you like you get in with certain people and I have a lot of sub for sub channels that'll help your channel grow, but they don't use sub for sub. They feel like I do. If you check out B&O Outdoors, you check out Pusa Studios, you check out Farmall Fanatic, you check out Gill Skills, you are going to find that kind of support to help your channel grow. But they believe the same thing as I do. Go to that person's channel. If you like it, if you like their videos, comment on their videos. And if they like yours, they follow you back. And Peggy, where's Peggy at? Peggy Petty? I'm doing this for you, Peggy, and you're not here. She wanted me to show the journal that I made. I've always loved sailboats, like, the big sails, like the pirate ships and stuff like that. So I took and I couldn't find that particular type of cover. So I had Googled, I can't remember where I even got this from. It's been so long ago, but I Googled something like ship. There you are. See, we got that mental telepathy on here. I Googled something like, what's it called? Ship wallpaper or something, sticky paper. I can't remember how I Googled it, but this is what I ended up finding. And this is what it looks like. And I really like this cover. So I was able to peel and stick to a book. And that's what I did. So it's not finished because I didn't do this part yet. I haven't figured out how to cover this because I thought this was funny. This is actually one of those, nameplates of who owns the book, and it was a ship inside of this book. Thanks, Louise. So what I did was an altered book. So I ripped out so many pages and then glued to make pockets, and I turned this into a journal I wanted to write in. And I just love it because when you open it up, there's this map. This is what I added. This is the Spaniards Explore South America. And I just wanted just a writing space with just pictures every once in a while. This here is Los Camelos. I forget how many books I went through to find these. Some of these pictures came out of an encyclopedia set. Some came out of just randomness. Books that were falling apart. I've been collecting them for a while. Coffee dyed paper and blue dyed paper you'll see without this book. And then this here was a ship picture. So like I'll have writing space. I thought about using this for vacation maybe. I haven't decided how I'm going to utilize it yet because it's not finished anyways, but I'll know when the time comes. And then this is the religious persecution. It shows all these different ships that were involved in different things. This is the Golden Hind. This is the Drake ship. And I left the little inserts underneath of each picture so people would know what the ship represented. Like the first one, it says, stormy weather is common even in the Strait of Magellan. It probably looked like this to Magellan. I don't know how you pronounce that person's name, but I like these inserts. And I like doing that for birds too. Like, I don't know if you guys look up birds and stuff, but I think that's so cool to like leave the name underneath when you cut them out. So I'll show you a little tour through this book. This here's, I'm not going to read every single one, but it's just Charlestown town. And then when you go here, I stuck in the LaSalle. And this was from 1682 ship. And then I put a United States, because this talks about the Mississippi and Louisiana. And I put a United States stamp, used stamp on that page. And then we go into my blue dyed papers that I did with food coloring. Thanks, Millie. And I stuck a ship up here, and then down here I put waves. Anything to do with water. I just wanted this to look pretty, but simple. And then here's a pocket. So when you do an altered journal, for those that don't know that watch, you rip out so many pages and then you're basically rebuilding the book. And I glue where I ripped the pages to make a pocket. So you can hide things in there. Like if you would take this and use it for a vacation, you could put anything in there from your vacation time. And then here is another flip out. I wanted to do pieces where the paper's folded out too. So I had fun making this book. It took a while because I wanted to recover the pages. And then this here is a guy standing on a cliff. This is Daniel McKay, who came to the United States from Nova Scotia. He was the most famous builder of the clipper ships. And even if they're different, I don't care. If they have a sail on it, they're in here. I might even have a sailboat in here too, a time or two. I just love the sails. And then I put another stamp on this page. And then it goes in with these little ones, like these ships here. I think this was out of Encyclopedia because this one says number 2's in the USA, the number 3's in Poland, number 4 was Germany. And I wanted ships from everywhere, not just the US. And then here's another pocket. And you don't have to do these pockets straight like this. You can bend them back and make pockets or pages on each side. You can glue it instead of from the top and the bottom like I did. You can glue it straight up the side and the bottom, and you can make a down pocket too. That's one of the things I love about the altered books, is you can make the pockets however you want. Number 5 was Denmark, number 6, Italy. And then you keep going, and it's like every single page. This here could be used as a tuck. I have pretty much a ship. Some of them I didn't put on it because I wanted a little bit more writing space. But this is like me. This is the kind of journal I would use. And I do like lined paper. I like lined and non-lined, but I really like lined better to write on, just simply because I write downwards. Like I have to really pay attention when I'm writing on a non-lined paper, or it kind of goes in an off direction. But this is the book, and I love it. Even though it's not finished, it's cool. And all these ships, this is the Sovereign of the Seas, the USS Constitution. Like these were even like war boats too. Besides, and this one here is a merchant ship. I just wanted all kinds. I worked on this one day when I was in the store. I just cut pictures and I kept cutting them and cutting them and cutting them until I had a whole bunch. And then I was ready. And then this picture here, I think this was out of a magazine. I saw this writing and I cut it out of the background to use it as a background, and I just centered the ship in the center because I thought it was cool. I do like fonts. And then here's the battle with Armada. Oops. And I go and lost my page. Oh, here it is. And then here's another little tuck thing, just to decorate it up. And then I left some blank. And then here's another fold out with like a map. This is a mariner's compass used in finding direction. And it shows you a map study of how a ship captain could tell where he was and where he was going. Me too. So I had to put compasses in there. And there's another pocket. I think what I did with this one is I took and I counted 6 pages and then ripped out like 6 pages. And then you keep doing it. But you do end up with a lot more than when you're doing signatures. I didn't think I was ever going to get this book filled. So you do end up with a lot more time into one of these ones, I think, unless you're ripping out a lot of pages. And then here's another one. I have another altered book I'm working on. It's in memory of. That one's probably not going to be done for a little while. I work on that one whenever I get the chance. I'm doing a memory of my 2 black cats that I had for 21 and 22 years. And I started working on it last Halloween. It's going to be a little while. But I wanted to do a memory of both of them because they deserve it. And I got a lot of pictures I'm going to put in it of them. And I'm making it Halloween / fall. Like it's going to be an autumn Halloween. And it's really cute the way it's turning out. But I'm not close to being done with it yet. And then here was wars. This was the French naval military forces. Encyclopedias are amazing for this kind of stuff. And these were all throughout the entire encyclopedia sets. A lot of these pictures, like you didn't just look up ships and find these. They popped up in a lot of different places because of the wars and stuff that they talked about. So when I do an encyclopedia, I like flip through the whole books when I'm looking for stuff. And sometimes people have brought encyclopedias to my store where it wasn't the whole set. So those ones I didn't even try to keep together. I just started cutting into them. And then here was another one. I just let this be the whole page. This was the Mayflower. The Mayflower, a three-masted merchant ship that had been originally constructed for transporting wine. And then here's another flip. But I think these kind of books give a person something to look at as they're writing. Love, love, love these pictures. And then the end, I put in some here, and I even had a little bit left over that I haven't added these ones yet because I wasn't decided if these are the Voyages of James Cook. If I was going to like glue these, how some do an envelope to the edge of a page and make like an extra flip out, because I think these are so cool. They show the construction. So I don't know yet. I don't know how I'm going to attach these yet, but I think they're really cool. Oh, that'd be awesome, Peggy. Castles, gardens, and ships. Oh my. But yep, there it is. These ones here get to be like gator mouthed real easy if you're not careful. Ask Tina. She got my Halloween one. That thing is so huge. I mean, it really is huge. That's probably the biggest book I've ever made. But I do like this one. This one's pretty. I just wished it had a sailboat on the front, and I did find this wee teeny little picture. And I tried to glue it, but it came off. Because this is not the type of material. Some of these things you got to watch these surfaces, because some glue just will not work. But thanks, Peggy. And when you guys create something, I love watching videos. I love watching flip throughs. Oh, did you see my newest journal? I am so in love with every journal I get because they're all different. I've yet to get a Canadian journal. You hear that, Louise? Get busy. I get a teaser. I've got one from Australia. Well, actually, I got a bunch from Australia. And then this one was my first one from the UK that I did my last flip. And I love this journal. I was going through Etsy. Usually I do this for Christmas. But I thought, you know, I'm going to go ahead and just look through it and start now. Because usually like right at Christmas time, it's like really hard when you get a bunch of grandkids to shop for and stuff. Look at this tassel. This is like the most beautifulest tassel I have ever seen. I love this. This part here, this is what one of the things I want to learn how to do is I want to take and make something like this, but in an oval shape. So that's one of the things on my to-do list, my wish list on learning to make. And I got tons of beads, but I really love this. She added so much to this tassel. She's got another one in a store that I absolutely love. I can't do it. It's like $17, but to ship it from over there is going to cost me $33. I think that's an awful lot for a tassel. But I love it because it's in yellow. She's got the beautiful yellow butterfly. Oh, I just hate shipping. I wish shipping wasn't so expensive. But she's got the word love on here. And she's got like these blue beads. And then here's a pearl bead. I mean, there's such a beautiful mixture on this. She's got a little peace sign in the charms. And then here's like a little crown. I didn't even see these when I got it until it came. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then that butterfly. I didn't see all the little details. But I love the other tassel in this woman's shop. I had it in my cart and I backed out of it because I'm thinking, oh my God, it's an awful lot. The $17, I feel it's worth it. But $33, I paid under that for my first journal. You know what I mean? I try not to compare prices, but it's just a lot of money. But this here, how she did this is gorgeous. I love this plate. I don't know if this is from a jean jacket or a pair of jeans where the seams are. But however she did this is absolutely gorgeous. And it says inside charming fragments inside the plate. I love this. And how they lock this part in here. This metal part that even holds it. I usually put a hole in mine and put a loop in it. But I love watching other people's designs, you know. I've never done corners on my journals yet either. How they do the metal corners. I haven't done that yet. But I have another journal in progress. Tina got a peek. She's the only one that got the sneak peek. And I'm telling you, it's coming out really nice. But I just feel like I don't have that finished polishing yet. Like I added more to it and I added more to it. And I don't want to add a whole bunch, but I want to make it worth selling, you know, that somebody looks at it and wants it. Because it really is cute. And I have a double, not the exact same, but I have one I wanted to make for myself, but one I also wanted to share in my store. And right now, I'm not even paying attention to mine. I'm doing the one I want to sell first. And I've done something a little different that I have not seen anybody do yet. But then again, there's billions of people on YouTube. So people might say, oh, somebody else tried that. Who knows? But I haven't seen it done yet. I did something way different with the signatures. Just playing. I didn't watch any videos or nothing like that. I was just messing with the signatures. And I thought, you know, I'm just going to try this. And I was playing with it. And the first time it didn't come out right. And the second time I was like, whoa. So I really like what I did with it. And I'm pretty excited about this one because it's probably going to be the best one I've done so far. And I'm putting a lot of love into this journal. But that doesn't mean everybody else is going to like it. I always feel like I underdo mine. Like I don't do enough. And when I see journals like these, that's what makes me feel that way. And I shouldn't, but I do. Because like this is like velvety. And like these here are so crafty looking. I feel like mine are so plain. And I know we have our own thing and we shouldn't compare. But I do. I feel like mine are always so underdressed. Like I feel like mine are more basic. Like I'm not quite there yet. But I love this one. She captured so many elements in this, so much of a variety. I mean, this is like something I can't even imagine creating. And not all crafters are going to be the same. You know, we're all different. But I just feel like some have that ability to be a little bit more craftier than others. And I get it, Tina. Me and Tina talked about that. Sometimes we get discouraged when we're just learning. And I know everybody had to start from scratch, but we kind of get discouraged when we see these people pulling out these like amazing things and we feel like we're just mediocre. I mean, because when you look at all this, I am going to compare. When you look at all this, And then you look at this. They wouldn't even be close to the same amount of money buying them. Because this is so basic. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much lace and so much craft in this one. But then this one here is like something that would be me. This is like so basic. Of course, it's not dressed yet because I haven't journaled in it yet. But it's like, you know what I mean? You guys know what I'm saying? Like, there's like no comparison. All I got's charms and pages in these and no pockets. But I got my fabric and my washi and the stuff on, but it's not, there's no comparison. Oh, she's under Lana Crafts, I think. She's on YouTube. I never see her put out too many videos though. Let me see if I can get her link. Hold on, and I'll put her link in the room for you. She does a lot of people. I'm not much. It's not that I don't like the people. I'm more of a nature person. Wait a minute. I think this is my password. Heck, I don't know. I got so many passwords and so many sites, I can't remember them all. But let me see here. Conversations. I had a conversation with her, so I should be able to find her that way. And I'll give you the link. But I do like some people, but it's not my favorite. Like, I would buy butterflies before I would a face on a front. And if you've noticed, all the journals I've showed you, none of them have faces. They don't have people. All the journals I have, one was music, instrument. There was this one. They don't. Come to think of it, none of them have people. One has flowers. I have 2 for Christmas, a fabric. But nope, none with people. Where's she at? I bought washi tape when I first come on. Oh my god, the washi tape community had to love me. There she is. I knew I'd find her. She hasn't really put out anything new. Oh. You might get lucky. She's got a new musical one out. That's pretty. Hold on a second, though. Let me get her link. And her journals run. She's got a $45, a 30, a 10, believe it or not. A journal for $10 and another musical one for 35. Here's her link. It's a pretty one too. There you go. Lana Rose Crafts is the girl I bought the musical one off of. And The one that's in there now is pretty too. It's got a butterfly and a floral and a violin. I like sitting here clicking on the arrows. Very pretty. She's got that same dress in there with that was colored in pencil. What it looks like is maybe somebody drew it and she made copies of it because it's definitely done in pencil. It's beautiful. Did you buy it, Peggy? Isn't that gorgeous? I love what she did with the lace and the leaves. Well, I hope you enjoy it because she impressed me. She was the very first, and I was like, wow. Now you'll have to get on and do a flip through. What I did was I showed Patty, I think. If you guys want to see how I did this, hold on. I hope I can get my camera back to where it needs to be. I'm trying not to make you guys seasick. I went online on Amazon. I don't know what my camera's showing you. And I do not know what this thing's called, but it looks like an arm. And it hangs on your table with this little gadget. And it comes up around. And then instead of using my phone, I have a Logitech camera that I got from Walmart. It's real cheap. And the clip, well, before I put it on, looks like a hair clip. This actually holds your phone. Like, this is what my cell phone looks like. And when you open the clip, this holds your phone down. But I didn't want to use my phone. So I took my Logitech camera because it's got like this funky three-way thing to it. And I clipped my camera into this instead. This is how I view you guys from down if people don't know how I do it. So you guys can see. Wait a minute. Camera don't want to go back in there now. Get my phone out of the way. And then all I have to do is adjust down, up, sideways. My camera's like laying sideways. There. And then if I'm doing a live sale, I can just pull it backwards. But that's how I do it down. And it wasn't that much money. I think I only paid like, I don't know, $20 or so maybe. It wasn't a lot. But I just didn't want a tripod because like there was a guy that did a YouTube video and he showed like 5 different ways you could put your camera up like a person who bakes and does recipes and such. And one was a great big long microphone that would hold, you know, microphone you would sing in. It had that, but that gets top heavy. The tripod does the same thing. I can't tell you how many times I see people with these tripods and they keep falling over because it gets top heavy. This here I have not had no issues with. The only thing is just, you just got to make sure it's angled and if it's close and back far enough. And of course, taking off autofocus. So those are like the tips I would give somebody if you want that down look. You know, like when you do a live sale or if you're crafting, I love this setup. I have this attached to my kitchen table. The only thing that's bad is I got to watch getting excited because my camera's like almost by my mouth. So I don't want to sound too loud to you guys because sometimes I can get excited and my voice raises. My husband's always shh, shh, shh. And I can't turn the volume down. So you guys have to turn the volume down on your end if you don't want me blasting your ears out. But I do love the setup of this. So that's my tip anyways. Everybody has their own, but I just started Googling stuff and figured out a little bit on my own because I didn't like what everybody else was using. So in these little pink books, I don't know. I think there's something I haven't tried yet. I don't know if I want to use these or not. This probably wouldn't hurt. My butterfly stamp. I love my rubber stamps. They're amazing. So I use one of these, and then maybe smile. And then what colors? I like those colors. The Hampton Art, that's like a brown color. I'm gonna do brown. I have some dried out ones. I bought this one set off of eBay that was already dried, but they told you they were. I don't know how to like rejuice some of these. So I think for this, I'm just going to go with this one because I do have tons of colors. We will go with Tim Holtz Distress. Let me try the black. These aren't bad. I do like the little gadget Millie has. She's got a little gadget that if you mess up, you can fix it. So we'll put smile on this one. These stamps have been pretty good though. I really like these ones because they're awesome. Sometimes you get these rubber stamps and they're like, ugh. Oh gosh, Trump. That person needs attention. They're in and out of every stream I go into. I'm beginning to think you're a bot, Trump. Are you a bot? Or are you a real person? So we got smile, we got a butterfly. I don't have any like really dark pink. So I'm going to use black on all these. You're real. So what makes you like Donald Trump so much? Did you vote for Trump? And that flower. No, I like when people come in and do goofy stuff. It makes them unique. I don't mind trolls once in a while. I really don't. I have a higher tolerance for trolls than a lot of other streams do because after running the chat room for 6 years on Yahoo, trust me, there's nothing I haven't seen. Nothing I haven't been threatened. It's the web. What can I say? Just like my philosophy always was, when they got cheaper and people could afford them that really don't need to be on the web, they came anyways. So, you know, you have a lot of people that suffer from mental illnesses. You have a lot of lonely people. You have a lot of people who are socially inadequate. And I met quite a few people who even admitted that they had come out of a bad relationship. They had been burnt by a friend. and they were kind of like socially out of it. So they used chat as a way to kind of get back, into the game again to socialize. So when you take that into consideration at the end of the day, I always look at the big picture. To me, the people who act out online are people who just need attention or they have issues. Maybe they just need a hug. So I don't pay attention. What's sad is a lot of people think these people that act out are kids, and the majority of them are actually adults. You like this distress stamp? I can't remember where I got this. I've shopped in a few places for things because I think sometimes when I've looked at stuff, they've been like really expensive. I think I got this on sale though. Because you get into some of these stores, man, they charge like an arm and a leg for stuff. But this is my sets, what I have. I got tons of these. I love these. Sometimes you could find these in bins. I think at Pat Catan, some of these I found in bins and they for like $1. But I can't remember where I specifically got these ones because I'll tell you right now, I hit a church sale. If you would see the trays for $2 of this size, I mean, I'm talking tray. Well, hold on. I'll show you a few of them. I'm not going to bring them all over here because I have a lot. But for some reason, somebody destashed in one of our church sales and our local Goodwill. I'm just going to bring a few of them over because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7, 8 more of these. But I'll show you the ones that I found so far. So I keep checking, especially around the holidays. I think I found these before Christmas last year. And I'm talking like some of these were $4 for the whole entire thing. Some were $3, some were $2. And then some lady at a church had a bunch of these for, I think, $1 a piece. I mean, you can't beat it. It's a lot of freaking stamps. Especially when you go into Joann's and you can't get this size for under $20. It's absolutely ridiculous. There was a horse I wanted so bad. And they wanted $20 for one horse. I'm like, I'm not paying that. And then Keisha turned around and sent me one. So I was so happy. But there was a lot like this one here. I have a lot that's themed. I have this one here for like, the cross and an angel and some flowers. This would make beautiful for a, gosh, Tammy, a prayer journal or a faith journal. This one here I haven't got to try yet. There's my ships with my mass. I haven't stamped my book yet. I want to stamp this in that journal I just showed you guys once I start writing in it. It's got a couple ships, an anchor, and a rope, and a flag, and some miscellaneous tools you would use on a ship. And then this one here is all about travel. It's got a postcard, a key, a tag, a compass. And these are Stampin' Ups too. These are not cheap. But I got lucky. Like I said, I happened to be looking for these. And then when I went to this one church sale we had, about died. I mean, they were like all over the table. And I'm like running around grabbing them up. Because I know the price on some of these. And then I have 2 sets that don't have the wood blocks, but when you flip them over, they look like they would be beautiful in a bird journal. Like one looks like eggs with a nest in it from what I can see on the stamp, because like there's no picture like these. But you can get blocks and make these. And all you got to do is put your stamp inside ink, stamp the wood with what the stamp looks like, and then turn, like, use something with your gloves or whatever so you don't get ink everywhere, and then stamp it on the wood itself, and then attach the rubber to the wood. And there you go. You got your picture. I just need to get blocks for some of the ones I don't have. And like this one here, it says, when it's dark enough, you can see the stars. Birthdays are good for you. The more you have, the longer you live. This one says, a little bit of thanks for a whole lot of nice. Your kindness touches my heart. And then there's a birthday cake, there's a vase, there's a heart, and there's moon with stars. And then this one here says, a little something for someone special. It's got flowers, plant a seed of kindness, gather a bouquet, friendship. And then this here, I think is cute. Wait a minute, because it's an actual stamp. Place a stamp here. It's an actual stamp one. And then when you flip this one over, this is a corner heart with flowers. This one here is a ribbon with the heart. And then there's a heart. And then there's a flower. And like this basket one, you could probably stamp that and then stamp this over top of it to get your flowers. That's what I would do. I got a lot of nice stamps. I feel really blessed with my stamp collection right now because of hitting those 2 places. And it, like I said, it happened to be right before Christmas. And I was like, wow. And I have a garden one. I have ones with a bunch of flowers, one with hearts. I got a whole bunch of little ones. And then this other one I have here was a wooden one. There was a lady I met on Facebook who ended up having a garage or like a sale. And she had these ones in a little wooden box. So I got a bunch of little ones here. The only ones I don't like, somebody had a live sale and I bought these off of that person. I can't remember if it was Rosemary or who it was. These styrofoams are not the greatest. I used one for the first time here not too long ago. And it was like you got the edges, but it wouldn't stamp the center. Because it's not, see the difference? When you look at your wooden ones, you got this much space of rubber. That's why these ones take so well and you don't get your corners. This is too flat. And because it's too flat, it's hard to get the image pressed. So I'm not a big fan of those ones. But you live and learn. I had never had those ones before, so I wanted to try them out. And then here's some more. But this little one's filled. Like here's a rainbow. And here's a rose. And I picked this up at a yard sale. This was this little wooden thing filled. And it's got like, just for you. And it's got these little hearts. Hooray for you. It's got a whole bunch of little stamps in it. It's really cute. So I just keep them stored in here. Pull them out when I need them. And then plus I have my little plastic pan beside me. It's like I said, I'm working on my stash. Hey, Henix. Yeah, the borders, for some reason, pressed down. So what do you guys think? I can't take orders for certain books, but I noticed the one night Hennigs and Blood was in. You guys thought I was doing a de-stash for books you guys want to read. The only thing is I have a used bookstore, not a new, so it's whatever I have is what I would put up. But I thought about, because I do have some readers on my channel too, and I kind of have like a bunch of romance books with, I'm not really sure what all's mixed into these, but I had thought about doing a 20-cent sale book, live sale. But the only thing is you got to order $2 or more to make it worth my time to post it in my store. Oh, you're welcome. But I have like, I mean, I've people like, if there's people out there that like romances, I've got tons of them. Like I need to unload, and I really don't want to do a auction on some. So I had thought about doing maybe a couple live sales, maybe doing like one the whole evening of 20-cent books and maybe another the whole evening of $1 books. I just didn't know what people would think doing that. And if anybody's interested, they can just type me. If they're not interested, they don't have to. But I wanted to do something a little different. It's just I know like a lot of people in the crafting community look for specific type of books. But I do need to unload some of the books I have. I have a lot of them, and I wanted to do them cheaply. It's just something I'm kind of rolling around. I might try it once on one of my live sales just to see how it goes. And then if it doesn't, I just won't do them anymore. I just didn't know if I should start with the $20 books or I'm thinking maybe I should start with the $1 books. The only thing that's bad about the 20 cents is you got to get a lot. You know what I mean? It would be like 10 books for it to even be worth my time to post it in my Etsy store. That's a lot of books. Or if I should do it with the dollars books. I don't know yet. I'm still rolling it around in my mind because I have a lot more crafters that come to my live sales than readers. So I have that Distress ink. This is the only collection I have so far. I have this Hampton Brown. I have Melissa and Doug. This is washable ink, which is in a red and like a maroon color. I have this one I haven't even opened yet. This was on clearance. This is a Ranger, and this was on clearance for $3.49. Black soot, which is pretty much what's in here. This is a Ranger too. The Tim Holtz Ranger brand. And then I have another big one that's just the jet black. That's Ranger. And I have the black. I have a lot of the black soot. And this one here, I think, is dried out. I don't know how you re-moist these. This is a green and a red for Christmas. Some of these, there was a tray that I had ordered. And I think these ones still work. Here's a regular stamper. And I have all these little ones. And these are pretty potent for as little as they are. I love those ones. These wee little ones that you get. They're nice. They haven't even begun to dry out yet. They're doing really well. But anyway, what I had ordered for Christmas I thought was cute because I didn't have any Christmas stamps. And I tried to gather the holidays as I was doing my collection. Alrighty, Hennigs, you have sweet dreams. I know I missed a message from someone else they wanted me to meet them offline because they were in the area, and I didn't even get the message until way later because I'm never in my name account on Facebook. I'm always in my business. So hopefully I will be able to. But I guess he used to be from my town, and him and his wife, I met them on YouTube. And he used to be a manager for one of our stores here, and I thought that was really cool. So this was the set for Christmas. Not to change the subject, but this is what it looked like. It came in a tray, and it had all these adorable pictures. These have never been used yet. And then across the top, you had like a tray full of stamps, and across the top were these inks. They just had one of each color. I have those too. Sitting across, and the guy said the inks never worked. They were dried out. I have no clue how to resuscitate these because I have not studied them enough. Some people, I guess, were spraying water in it. I don't think I would spray water in them. I think colors should be added, in my personal opinion. But I don't know what the colors would be because they don't have the name of what they are in the back to like re-squirt them and revitalize them. Do you have any answers for that one, Millie? You're like my crafting guru genius over there. But all these colors were never used. But they're dried out. And they came with this set. Here's a Merry Christmas one. This is really, it was a really cute set. But it came like this, all in a tray. And I don't blame the eBay seller because they had it, they told the truth. Said that the colors were all dried. I wanted the stamps. Because you can go buy colors, if you know what I'm saying. Look how cute these are. And it was real cheap. I think they only sold this. It was like free shipping for like maybe $6. Heck yeah, I'm jumping on it. How many cute stamps you get. Love these Christmas stamps. It's a whole set. Santa Claus with the chimney, the little rocking horse. There's another one. Candle. The set's absolutely adorable. I even bought me a new glue gun. My old one's like so old you can't even buy it anymore. Another thing too, if you guys notice, like hot glue, the hot glue thingies don't work that great with some of these. Like I've gotten like glue that don't want to stick on these glue guns. You gotta watch buying them cheap ones. I don't know, but I really love this set that came with it, and it was worth it. Look at that reindeer. These are so stinking cute. That's the first journal I sold with one of my Christmas ones. Here's a wreath. Now this one's not too bad. This is one of the sponge ones, but yeah, I had to redo this one twice and really press in the center to get that one to come out. That's the one I tried. But there's my set. Ink refills, but how do you know what refills to get if you don't know the color? Like, that's just purple. Like, I know when I go to Joann's, there's a lot of colors that don't, like, they have 5 different blacks. Louise. Well, Louis, she was the only one typing. I didn't know you were still here. But Millie is a guru. But these are cute. So I'm good with stamps unless it's a special holiday. Like, I don't think I have any Easter ones yet. I didn't do an Easter book because of it neither. I got Easter fabric, but I don't have any stamps. And I think I've got every holiday covered now. Except Easter. And then some snippets and some other stuff that I'm collecting. I've got Maggie's from her sale. So like my stash is almost where I want it to be. I'm doing really good, except for when I go to pick a theme. Like, these are all my charms. I got 3 bags of charms and another extra bag I ordered because of a specific theme I'm working on. I got materials I can cut up and use as like the tags, the end of tags. Glycerin. How interesting. Where do you buy glycerin at? I'll have to Google that one. Hold on a sec, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta go see what my doggy's doing. Just give me a minute. Oh my gosh, I forgot to take dinner out of the oven. Well, thank you, Louise. Hey, Bonnie. No, I was making chicken and stuffing and forgot that I had the timer on in the microwave, so I'm glad I went to check on Puppy. Brony baloney. Where's my pepperoni? But it's done. It turned out really well. What are you doing? You want to come say hi? Give me Missy. Tell YouTube, speak. Speak, Roan. Speak. 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 Tell YouTube. Come on, say hi to Bonnie. Speak. 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 Brownie, speak. Come around. Come here. Speak. Speak. Oh, that's a growl. Speak. Speak. Tell him. Speak, Roan. You want a treat? Speak. Speak. You want a treat? Tell him. Speak. Come on, you can do better than that. Speak. You want a treat? You better speak. Speak. Come on. Speak. Don't wag your tail. Speak. Tell mommy what you want. You want a treat? Speak. Speak. You gotta speak to get it. Speak. Come on, speak. Want a treat? Speak. She knows what treat means. You should see how perky her ears get. Speak. Tell mommy. You're not being talkative. Is that what it is? You don't want to speak? Want to speak? You better tell me. What? Speak, Roan. You want a treat? See if this will work. Speak. Speak. Want a treat? Speak. Whose is this? Oh, there she goes. Good girl. I'm only going to get her a treat now. You good girl. She's talking to you, Tim. She's telling them you like your treat. Come on, let's get a treat. You're so darn cute. Alrighty. My next live sale will be till July. I'm not doing one for June. We had had our community yard sale. You want this? There you go. Good girl. She knows her treats. Let me tell you. So what are you guys doing tonight? You working on anything? Last one, Roan. That's it. Anybody have any sales or anything? We need to make a calendar for every group. I'll go on. Let me see, you ate them all. I'll go on. I'll go on. Ooh, that sounds cool. I kind of have one that's sitting back and another one I just do a little bit every weekend on it. I'm not exactly sure what else I want to add to it. I haven't made up my mind yet. Um, I don't know. Mainly right now, it's ephemera stuff. Oh, there's that bad girl. There's that rotten Keisha. Who's the pellet poop tonight? But I think these are cute. I don't think I'm going to decorate them anymore just because I don't know what type of journals they'll go in. So I'm just going to leave them like this. But I think they're cute. These are cute. I love that butterfly one. Millie, what are you up to? Are you being a bad girl? Hey, Turtle Creativity. I'm doing great. Turtle's got a nice creative channel too. She's always doing something on hers. She's so exciting. I like your attitude. She's always so positive. I'm trying to get around to visit channel. It's so rough. You know, the people that really put like all their time into YouTube, that are trying to make YouTube a career, they do so good. But I'm telling you, it's rough. I've been trying to get around visiting and it's really hard. There's so many channels I love to visit. It's awful. So I'm not really doing anything right this second. I don't know what else to really do. I did find these bags though. Look how cute these are. I found these at the Dollar Tree. I really like these butterfly bags. You know what I'm looking for? If any of you guys live near a Dollar Tree, are you any of you getting the butterfly cutouts? They look like they're fussy cutted. They're die cuts. Jennifer Moen showed them on her channel. And they're already cut and they're sold. I cannot find them anywhere. I want a couple packages of them so bad. Every time I see something on somebody else's Dollar Tree haul, I go looking for it. And there was this washi tape one time. It was like almost a year later that it finally came out in our Dollar Tree. This particular washi tape I was looking for. That's how long it took to get to ours. She showed two things. She showed butterflies that were die cuts, and she showed this it was like a weekly planner, but it was in that type of it had like, I don't know how to explain it. It had a band on it like this, but it was a coloring book weekly planner, and it was a little bigger than this. She had those in her Dollar Tree too, and I have 1, 2, 3 Dollar Trees around me, and none of them had it. None of them ever came out with these items, and I still have not seen the butterfly die cuts. But yeah, these bags, they were called Spring Fling. These came out in our Dollar Tree right when spring came in. I don't know if they still have them or not, but you got a 10-pack. My last live sale, I gave away bags in a paper pack. I had paper packs of $8 and I gave out the newspaper printed ones and one with a mushroom on them and one with snowflakes or something on them, designs. Thank you, Peggy. I love it because like I don't know her email address, but I guess she shops for people from her Dollar Tree and stuff. And I left her messages and she's never answered me. So I'm not seeing, I don't know if Jennifer's getting my messages. She used to get my messages. I don't know if she's getting my messages or not. But I got these the last time and they had napkins to match. That's what that napkins I did on that one item. See, they even had the napkins to match the bags on this one. Now, I don't know if they had one to match these bags, but the blue one they did. These were napkins. I used this already to decoupage. And I did, I think it was 40 different napkins for $8. I had some good sales. I was on Patty's stream and did live sales. I did a live sale for an hour and a half on her stream. Yeah, me too. That's what I need to do. I want one more. Patty's looking for me. I got a wish list. I want another Reader's Digest with this cover. It's blue with flowers in it. And I cannot find this cover. I'm looking for it. The stories in it were Skyscraper, The Reckoning, A Something of Rainbow, and Lady Washington. Like, I'll probably have to look for the name just to find the particular one, because I want another one to turn into a journal. I want 2 of these. I really love this cover. Yeah, I bought this. I think Patty, I can't remember if I got this off of Patty or Michelle. I think it was Patty. Somebody sold this and I got it in their sale. I just love this cover. I want one more like it. And my ideal stash is incredible. Oh my goodness. Who asked to see my ideal stash? Thank you, Turtle. I love that book. I need to write down the ones I have. Somebody asked, no, I know who it was. It was Natasha. She wanted to see my ideal stash and how many I have. I have a lot, but I don't think I have the same one twice because I've been trying to collect them, but I need to write down or take pictures of the covers of the ones I have so I don't get doubles. But I love my ideals. They're beautiful. And this one ideal, oh my goodness. There's like no words. Hold on, I'll be right back. I think I remember where this one is. Just give me a second because this one's absolutely gorgeous. Even the cover's beautiful. This is one I found. This wasn't through anybody. I found this one on my own. This was, because all Ideals are not magazines. Some are hardback books. Wait till you guys see this. This is called Words Eternal. And this is an Ideals publication. So I found this at Thrift Books. That's exactly where I found it. Thriftbooks.com. It still has the tag. This book is beautiful. It's got a little bit of writing in it, which is no big deal. I don't care about that page anyway. Look at this. People wonder why I love these books so much. This is Words Eternal, Biblical Scrolls. And they feel, this is like not normal paper. I can't explain the feel of it. And then you go in here and it has the creation. I'll take you through this book slowly. This is why I love these books. Like, I cannot get enough of these books. This talks about Jesus. Look at that artistry. Oh. This is just the most gorgeous book. And this is the Last Supper. Look at that paper. It's like, I can't explain that type of paper. It's almost got like a marble gritty feel. Like a marble gritty. I can't explain it. But it's nice and it's thick, and no way am I tearing these books apart. It is not happening. This is why I do a collection. My own personal journals, I would scan these and use some things if I wanted to. Like Junie made me a faith journal. I probably would scan that picture and put it in it. But there's no way I'm cutting these books up. The Beatitudes. Look at that font. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. This is gorgeous. Like, oh, I fell in love with this book. I was like, oh. But this is why I have such a weakness towards Ideals. Because they're just beautiful. They have beautiful sayings. Anybody else that cuts these up, more power to ya. But it ain't happening in my house. I can't. Just can't. Have too much of a sentimental attachment. And look at that candle. Oh. And these are scriptures. This is John 3:16. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believeth on him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Oh, look at that page made for that. Oh. You know what I do, Peggy? Go to thrift.com and look, they even show you some more in the back. And this copy, when it first came out, was $1.50. That's all they charge for this beauty. $1.50 per copy. This is Ideal Publishing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 1964. And here's some more pictures. I have this one too. We Say Our Prayers. I love the cover of this book. I have that one. I have a scrapbook somewhere. I recognize that cover. This one here, I'm not sure where that one's at, but I know I have it. Yeah, they were only $1.50. But if you go into thrift.com, thriftbooks.com, and type in Ideals magazines or Ideals books, and you should get list after list after list. Some are sold out. So what I'm saying, it's like these are going to become extinct. That's another reason why I have a hard time cutting them. I'll show you the angel. I think I have it right here. Maybe. Not sure. You guys want to see my collection? I can show you some of them. Let me see what I have in this pile. I have a pile of them sitting out right where I can reach them. Here's the Ideals Thanksgiving. I'll show you some of my stash. I love the cover of this one. It's so beautiful and autumn, which is my favorite season. Sometimes I think I did get some of these through the thrift. So there's that cover. Here's another autumn one. I'm waiting until it shows up. I think this is so cute. And then here's the Americana. When you see the two in the wagon, that's another autumn. Then Americana's after that. For some reason, I'm getting a big delay on my YouTube. It's still on the last magazine. So I'm going to take my time. I don't know. I love them all, to be honest. And look at the cover of this one. This is Nostalgia. I love the front of this one. Gosh, this is so beautiful. A wagon wheel, a flower pot. Oh, this is like so pretty. And then here is the old-fashioned issue with the vase in the window. Wait till you see this next one. Oh, remember the one I just showed you in that green one? This is another one of my favorites. I'm going to do a flip through if you guys don't mind. This one here is the We Say Our Prayers. This is the angel one I showed you, the cover. This feels like plastic is coming off of it. I don't know. That's garbage. No, I'm not selling these, Keisha. This one here says We Say Our Prayers, and this is what the inside of this one looks like. Teach a little child to pray. I'll do a flip through. The Lord's Prayer. Look at this. Just look at it. Just the outlines are like, oh, I love the borders. I love this book. I think this book is beautiful too. These borders are amazing. This is cute. They had the regular prayer we used to say at the table growing up, where God is great and God is good. Let us thank Him for this food. And then on the next page, it says, "Come, Lord Jesus, be our guest. Let this food to us be blessed. Our hands we fold, our heads we bow. For food and drink, we thank thee now." That is a pretty one, too. I like going back and reading like some of the old ones because it seems like the further away you get for something, you ever sit in a line of people and you like whisper something in their ear, and by the end of the line it changes. I think about that with time. Like sometimes they share stuff, and when time goes by, it changes. And I mean, you go back and you read them nursery rhymes that we were raised as kids, like the Three Little Pigs, they were horror stories. When you go back to the originals, they're terrible. Hey, Luz. Some of them are creepy. And it's like with time, they changed them. But I love this book. I just love that cover. Such a blessed cover. Gosh, the artist back then. Oh. Okay, so there's that one. And then here's another one. The page is off of this one, but I don't care. This is rural. I can never say that word. Rural area. Just like some people in the South can't say oil. Rural. And then here's Hometown Ideals. This is part of my collection. I've got more. I just don't have them in here. Which one? The rural one? Or the one I have that's the hometown? The prayer one? This one is $1962. Is that one. And then I have the Ideals Inspiration issue. What's sad is when I first opened my bookstore, I never heard of these books. And the guy that helped me set up my store with books, basically, he donated. There was like 3 Ideals, or so many of them. There's like 3 or 5 of them. I don't know. It was a small amount. And I had seen them and set them aside. And then one day I picked them up because I just thought the cover was beautiful. And I read them and I called my mom and I go, "Have you ever heard of Ideal magazines?" She was like, "No." And I was shocked that they existed. Never heard of them. And I find that to be very common in the United States. And a long time ago, I told a guy on Yahoo, somebody needs to create a site that brings the United States together on items that states make, because it's just crazy the stuff that's out there that we have in our own country. We don't even know it's there. And I'll give you a good example here in a second. This is an Easter Ideals. I think these are pretty. There's another cover in here I really like too. Look at this Easter Ideals. They have beautiful Easter ones. The flowers are amazing. So that's what I mean. I got to like take pictures of the cover so that when people have, they sell these, I know which ones to get now, because I have such a big collection. I want to keep track, not, to be hoggish. I just want to collect the ones I don't have. And here's a Thanksgiving one. And then we have Christmas Ideals. I like those poinsettias. And yes, this one still has the sticker on it, what we were talking about, Peggy. The $1.50 sticker that still has a $1.50 on it. Can you believe that? This one here. This one's the children's Ideals with the horse on it. I love this one too. I love this cover. And it says a $1.50 right there. The original price tag. These were so cheap for the beauty they have in them. That's all I have to say. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. But anyway, so what I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell you guys a story, so don't fall asleep on me. When my youngest daughter was younger, they had a giveaway in 17 magazine. And when we were kids, we never played them because we just always thought, only California kids won. We never thought they were legit. Well, what the magazine come out with was a prom. It was the number. They had one grand prize winner who not only got her dress, her shoes. She got they gave you a cell phone and you got all kinds of stuff. Anything to pamper yourself before prom. Okay. Well, then they had 11 runners up where the only thing you didn't get was the dress and the phone, but you got everything else. Well, my daughter had a friend who didn't have an email made. So her friend Kara says, can you do me a favor and enter me in this giveaway? So she said, sure. So she got on the computer and entered her, but she also entered herself. My daughter did. And she was one of the 11 prize winners. And we were shocked because I got a call from the editor of 17 magazine to congratulate her, to talk to her on the phone. And she didn't win the grand prize, but she won everything else. And let me tell you what, the everything else was like 2 humongous sized boxes that showed up at my house. And then we had to claim it on our taxes because of her being a minor. Well, when she opened up these boxes, I have pictures of her with everything around her. I took pictures, and I'm talking everything from silky pillowcases to chopsticks. I mean, there was nothing this magazine did not leave out. And I've never known anybody to win this. So we were totally shocked when my daughter got it. And of course, she shared some with her friend Kara because she was like, well, if it wasn't for Kara, I would have never even known this existed. So she did share. Well, one of the things she gave me was this lotion. I had never heard of this lotion, and it smelled so good. So I Googled it. And the thing is, it was part of the sun tanning line out in California. But when you walk in any of the stores here, you couldn't find it. It's still not here to this day. So it's crazy how many things our states sell we don't know about. There's people I've talked to in Yahoo that when I told them, they'd be talking about grits. And I'm like, I was raised on cocoa wheats. I swear everybody to the west of the Mississippi have never heard of cocoa wheats. And a friend of mine was in chat from Tennessee. He says, oh my gosh, is that hot chocolate cereal? He goes, oh, I just love it. He says, I stayed with a friend in Michigan and I had never heard of it. And he said, and we ate those one night, lumpy with sugar on them. They're amazing. They're loaded in calcium. They're very healthy for you. And they've been created in Indiana since 1908. And nobody's heard of them. So there was a store I found online called USAsomething.com where it does try to pull different things together. And I think it's sad, though, that there are so many things our states create that we just don't know about. I just think it's awful because this lotion smells so good. And I would have never known it if she wouldn't have had won that giveaway. And I bought some of it because it's still not sold here. It's called Sunkissed something. I don't even know. I think I ran out. I don't even have any more of it now, but it's very, very hydrating for somebody that does like tanning beds or is in the sun a lot, and it's amazing. And the smell of it's like out of this world. And that and just I don't know, it just makes you wonder how many other things are out there we don't know about. And when I watch some of you guys do the live sales, I can't remember whose live sale it was. The first time I seen these popular is Childcraft books. Never heard of them. We never had Childcraft books here. So it's like weird, like these ideals came from a guy in Ohio. He's one of my main suppliers. I'm getting another box of these for free. I can't wait. He saves these for me because he knows I collect them. And he doesn't do the computer. He's an older gentleman and he runs a museum, and they have a fair there and they sell stuff to raise money for the museum. And whatever they have left over, he's like affiliated with a bunch of people there. He knows my list. So he saves them. And plus, he gives me the books that's left over from their fair. And I'm telling you, it filled my Blazer with the seats down, and I had to have a pickup truck. That's how many books he supplied me with that were getting ready to go into recycling, because he saw an ad I put out in the paper when I first opened my store. Please don't throw your books away. Call me. And he could not believe it. He says, it was just so weird. I had all these books and the thought of recycling them made me sick when some didn't need recycled. He says, and then I saw your ad. So he called, and that filled my store when I started. He was like my main supplier. So we have been together every year. It'll be I just had my 6th-year anniversary of my store's birthday, May 1st. And we have been in business every year. So like every September, I go pick books up and they give them to me. So those I get free, but a lot of the books, unfortunately, I had to actually send into recycling and get rid of, because that's where I think a lot of romance books comes from, that people just don't know what to do with them. So that's how I ended up with a bunch of those ones. And he did give me some of the older ones that are good, but then I still have to purchase to keep the flow. Like my kids section, I don't get all of my books free, but I am blessed the ones I do. So he knows I collect ideals. When I told him, I said, where did you get those ideals? The first time he filled my store, that's where like a few of them came through. And he's like, oh, why? Do you collect them? Because he's affiliated also with some church ladies over there. So let me tell you what, them church ladies got that stuff going on. He called me over one year because this woman sometimes they don't want their stuff to go to libraries because they don't want them stamped. So he called me one year to come over because this woman had a whole bunch of sewing magazines and crafting magazines she wanted to get rid of, and she did not want them to be gone to recycling. So I picked them up, and that's what I was putting in my last live sale, is her magazines. And they also had a bunch, I don't know if people got together and did this or not, but they took, I'll have to show you guys one time. They took the rings and they made binders of the magazines. I don't know if it's people in church or people in a library that does that. But like they have like, it's almost like junk journaling in a way, except it's filled with a bunch of magazine clippings. And then I saw a napkin decoupaged in one of them. So I've got like a bunch of these in boxes already done. I don't know what to do with those ones though. So they're just kind of sitting there because I don't know who's interested in something like that. And I did put them in the yard sale one time and nobody's like interested in them. So I don't know if you can cut the magazine pictures out of them for somebody who wants mixed media or not, but I've got tons of them, like boxes of these ring binders with kind of like a really old flower wallpaper is a cover, and then you flip it open and it's a bunch of magazine stuff glued to pages, and some are even in layers, and they might be like how to make a choo-choo train out of chocolate or whatever, and then they have their stapled to the pages, and then it's amazing. I just didn't know if anybody's interested. I mean, I could show them during a live sale and just let people bid on them. I hate the thought of throwing them away for whoever put the time in them, but it's almost like a scrapbook of magazines. They're just amazing. And some of them didn't get finished. And I just hate it when, there's crafting ladies that love what they do and they just hate the thought of stuff going in the garbage. So all her magazines that were intact, I added them to my one paper pack. For you guys that weren't here, I'll show you one. On Patty's stream, I sold these. Yeah, there is 77 items in these bags for $8. And this was some of the things that came from her thing. I'll show you for you guys that missed it. I'll have these in the next live sale, I'm sure, because I got a bunch left. But this is a treat bag. This is a treat bag. It's called the Work Basket. Now, these were from 1985. And these were from that lady. There's these little magazines that I added to the paper packs. And then, of course, these are just stuff that came out of a recipe and a plant. This one here came out of the plant. And this is the recipe cards. These were books that came into my store falling apart. I mean, some of these are pages from Danielle Steele novels. I mean, they're just from different novels. Some are religious. It's just books that were falling apart. And I saved the pages to add to page packs if anybody was interested. Because there's a lot of books I get that's falling apart. I figured people could use them for collaging. And then I had these envelopes that I was sharing. This is an Eat This, Not That magazine book. I threw a little bit of everything in here. This is a Bible that fell apart, that people could use the scriptures if they wanted to. And here's a vitamin book. And I'm talking like they were completely pulled away. I can't say I've never totally ripped a good book apart to create something, because I have, but these were not done that way. These were all books falling apart. I wouldn't intentionally do it unless I was creating something. And these are stamped. This was from a stamp book. It was falling apart. And then these were a science book. This was a history book. This was a medical book. And this was a auction type antique book. This is medieval France. This was from a history book that we had. This was another history book. And then this looks like another history book. I had a lot of books falling apart, I'm telling you. And I didn't even save from the beginning. A lot of the books I did recycle because they were in bad shape before I knew about crafting, or I'd have had a lot more. And then I threw this in. This was from her stash. Look at this, Quilting Magazine. She had a bunch of these. They've got patterns in them. They got things people could trace if they wanted to draw. These were from 1982. I inherited a whole bunch of her magazines, so I put them in paper packs if people wanted them. And then she had these designs. These were like $3 a piece. These leisure art thingies. And I threw one of these in each of the paper packs too. And this was embroidery. That's what I said. I love crafter stuff. And I hated the thought. And I can totally understand why she didn't want this stuff to be thrown away. It's beautiful. If people are still into this kind of stuff, why not bring some of the oldness back into what we do today? But these would even make cool covers. Me too, Luce. So that's what I had. I had all of this in one paper pack for $8 because I just wanted it to find a home. Because this is a lot of paper. I remember, I think it was Bonnie. She said, you have to watch those romance books though, because she had an envelope one time and it had a smut scene on it. And it showed, and she was reading the envelope. She's, oh, I don't think this will look good. And somebody that doesn't like that in her journal. And I said, that's when you collage it and you give it a cover and you take your Mod Podge and you put a napkin over top of it and give it some blanket. Put it under the blanket. And she was laughing. Because you don't know what's going to show up in some of these books. And I do have people who like the Amish ones. They'll come in and say, I don't want to see any sex smut, so we don't want that in our romance book. So they look for the Amish ones, which I call those ones family inspirations. But you can't beat that. 77 items for $8. That's a lot of paper. Heavy too. I got more of these packs, Liz. Don't worry. I've got tons. And as a matter of fact, when I was doing the yard sale, I went through some more boxes and another magazine appeared. So what I might do is when I have a live sale, since some people have already bought these magazines, I might swap them out with the other names. So that way you get a variety with your paper pack. I had this magazine called Sphere and another one I can't think of the name of that I can swap them in and out so that way people can get a variety. But I got paper. I got lots of paper. But these are my ideals, and I have a few more. But those are some of my favorites. And you guys liked, who was it, Peggy? You said you liked the, let me find it. We can do another flip through because these are like endless. Then I found another set of books. I don't think I have one up here though to show you guys. I showed it before. They have like a brown covering. And one's called Gems. And they're like ideals, but they're not ideals. It was like an old magazine that was out. And somebody took them and started binding them. But I can't find how many there are because they're all scattered. Like they're not under a listing. Like you can't just Google Gems and find the rest of them. They're not like a set, but yet they are, if that makes any sense. It's not like you can go with like you can with ideals and find a set of them. They're all listed differently for some reason. And I found 2 of them and did not realize there were more. So I'm not sure exactly how many there are. But I think I only got 4 of those ones. But they're real thick and they're kind of like ideals with friendships and a lot of the old-fashioned style. Just very respectful books. But they have more sayings than pictures. So here's the old-fashioned issue. If Peggy's still in here. Here's one of them. The House in the Heart. Every house has its garden. I just love these. These, like, to me, take me back when people were more respectful and I don't know. I was a little kid in the neighborhood that used to walk around and talk to the old folks and sit on the porch with them all day. I loved my elderly people. I liked sitting with elderly people more than I did people my own age, just because I love to hear their stories. I've always been that way. So when I see these type of books, it's like a blast to the past to me. It's like a trip down memory lane. When people really cared and you could sleep with your doors unlocked and you had more respect from society than today. I don't know how to explain it, but I do remember those days. We used to not lock our doors and you never worried about people stealing off of you or breaking into your house. It was way different back then. How times have changed. Oh, I love these books. I just love them. And then here's the Nostalgia one. This is one of my favorite covers. Yes, Keisha. I'm going to tease with my ideals because I love them too. Look at that. Oh, this to me is lusciousness. I could lay down by just a small waterfall and just a bed of these and be happy. This would be like my happy place, my escape place. I just love this. Oh, the blues in that. Oh, I actually have a place that's it's very ironic. There is a place not far from where I live that actually has the small falls. We used to call it the falls. And me and my cousin and us when we were little, that was our little camping place when we were kids. And we used to just drive to it and we used to literally have a campfire and camp out there. And it's right beside a road, but the falls is so beautiful. And I hadn't been there in a really long time. And when I opened my store up, because as a kid, everything looks bigger, I had a book pickup down past it. And I thought, oh, I couldn't wait to do this book pickup because I was like, this is so cool because I get to go see the falls again. Well, I stopped at it and I'm thinking, is this like get shorter or what? Because it had been years since I've been there. And it has what it is it's got a little place where you can walk with your shoes off and it's got the real soft rocks and stuff. And then the falls and you can walk down to below it and you can actually, it was a little swimming hole for us kids. I mean, you can still, I can't swim in it now because I'm too big, but I can still walk in it. And the falls is like right in front of you and it's really pretty. And so I was talking to the lady and I go, who ended up owning that property? And I said, and it looked very small compared to when I was a kid. And she said, believe it or not, we had bad rain and part of that land fell. So it did make it shorter instead of being so wide. And now you'll never believe what it is. Keisha, before you leave, they baptize people in it. Tell me that is not a legacy for one of your favorite places. They said that when the church down there baptizes, that's where they take them to dunk them, as in the falls that we loved as a kid, and I never knew that. Really? Amy Foreman's? I don't think I have her. On my Facebook. She bought a law book off of me one time, and she used to hang out with us, but she hasn't talked to me in a really long time for some reason. So I don't know. Look how beautiful that page is. But I don't know. I mean, I just bought a whole bunch. I just got a whole bunch in the mail from Patty. Sale. But I love this book. I have more out in the hallway, plus I have what I got off of Patty's last sale. I got a whole big stack of them, so I still got more. But I love the cover of this one. I think this one's so pretty. I know I got to get off of the buying kicked up. I've been buying too much stuff lately. I got to slow down because my stash is getting too big. I worked on laces and snippets, and I got some small doilies yet coming once I get my stash right where I want it to be. Did you? You're so funny, Piggy. But I'm almost there. I mean, right now I've just been kind of concentrating on buying theme stuff. Michelle's having another sale the end of this week. I think Thursday night. And then Katie's Tribe of Five is having hers on Friday. She does a sale and then 20% goes into a fundraiser. I'm trying to keep track of everybody's sales. But I'm having one in July. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do it yet. I'll have another one. And mine aren't just books either. I do sometimes throw in something else just to get away from some books. I think I had material last time. Me and the ladies were going crazy. I had some doilies and some other stuff just to kind of break up the monotony of just doing books for the whole so many hours. And I do got some more this time in books, but I don't think I have napkin packs this time. I'll have paper and the other, but I just got to get it built up. But yes, I need to go too. Oh, well, thank you. Did you see any doubles? Let me see. Give me 4 minutes. Go onto my phone and look. Okay, take care, Keisha. Thanks for stopping. I'm typing her name in now. Is it Furman? I don't know. I've got like 5 of them that showed up. I don't know. I see. Is the one married to Jeremy? Are we looking at the same person? Yeah, she says, Crafty Friends, I have some books for sale. Okay. I'm going down her list, but I'm not seeing ideals. I see dictionaries. Yeah, the link should work because I don't even see a link. But a link should work because you have moderator. My moderators should be able to post links. I'm looking, all I see is motorcycles. I didn't see any of the other. I see another book like a Bambi. For some reason, it's not showing them to me. That's weird. And then it goes for Raising Scotty's stuff. That's old. Okay, let me see. Nope, it says page is not available. So she must have her privacy settings just for people in her she must have it set to private only for people in her group to, or that's on her page to see it because it's not showing. Yeah, I'm in the comments too. It's not showing for me. You must have to have her added. She's got an album created. See, I'll show you what I'm seeing. I'll show you on my phone so you know what I'm talking about. You get to her page and she's got the Serenity Prayer. And then you go down, it says Crafty Friends, I have some books. See, it's not here. It's showing, wait a minute. It says load previous comments. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. I didn't look through all of them then. Oh, okay. We have Better Homes and Gardens. We have the cookbooks. There's the ideals. They were hiding. I have that eagle one. I believe I have that lamp one. That door one looks familiar, but I'm not sure. And then the next one down, I have that horse one. That one there with the thing I don't have with the flowers, the yellow flowers and the wagon wheel. Do you have PayPal, Peggy? Since she's one of your friends, I should have you pick up the cotton ones I don't have and then just pay you for them. The one with the wagon wheel I don't have with the yellow flowers around it, that's pretty. And, the one with the blue fruit with the blueberries, I don't have that one. I can't oh, she took this to the side. Okay, those were the ones not showing in the other one. I see what she did. The second one's continued from the first one. And I'm thinking the one with the blue door I don't have. I think I might have seen somebody selling it, but I missed it. Well, good. Buy those 3 for me and then sell them to me. Please, please, please. This blue door is the one I don't have with the basket hanging off of the thing. I don't have that one either. I'm good on the rest of them though. Just the blue door. I'll re-show you again. Okay. Thank you. And then the one with the wagon wheel and the yellow flowers, so you know, which says rustic ideals is what that one is. And the fruit one in this picture that's got the grapes. It looks like blueberries and grapes. That one I don't have either. So there's 3 of them. Oh, okay. Well, let me know. She says 2 each plus shipping. Is she doing these on a live sale or is she selling them now on Facebook? Oh, thank you. Those are beautiful though. I love them. She gets some cute stuff on there. Yeah, that's I kept going down through this part and I didn't know it had load more. I missed it because see, it went to B&B and then it went to their funny face. That's hysterical. Looks like your grandmother. That's something my grandma would do. That's hysterical. She gets some funny posts. Yeah, she bought a law book off of me a long time ago. There's a lot of bargain sites around me, like with stamps and stuff like that, but they're too far away. A lot of these are close to Pittsburgh. I don't travel to Pittsburgh. Lots of stuff from the city. Look at these yard sales. There's a garage sale, but they're too far. I don't even know where that's located. That's the only thing I hate about When people advertise on Facebook, sometimes it's not even in your area. This one here is going at a business sale. That's like massive stuff. Dishes. Multifamily garage sale. Oh, there's diamond painting. I've never learned how to do that. Okay. A Holly Hobby doll. That'd be cool, Luce. That's funny that you say that, Luce. My secret's out, Tina. My actual journal that I've been working on, I'm keeping a secret, is a Holly Hobby one. That's what I've been working on. It's so funny that you mentioned Holly Hobby, Luce. That's what I've been taking my time and really doing. I've been wanting to create one since I started junk journaling because Holly Hobby was one of my favorites. I actually had the doll with the blue, and I had I think the pink one. She had a friend. I had both of those dolls. But I decided I wanted to do a journal of Holly Hobby when I started in junk journaling, but I didn't want to do one just yet. I wanted to wait till I was better. So that's my theme, but I'm not going to say what it all is yet. It's Holly Hobby themed. And I got some really cute stuff that's vintage that I found to use. And I'm pretty excited about it, but we'll see. It's just not done yet. It's not exactly where I want it to be. Oh, that would be cool. But I can't wait. I can't wait, excuse me, till this is done because it's so far I'm loving it. And I got 2 of them, but one I'm keeping, but I'm not working on mine right now. I'm working on the one I'm going to sell. But it's pretty. And I did something, that's what I was saying. I did something different that I have not seen anybody do to signatures yet. And it's so cool looking. I love it. I can't wait to show it. I just feel like my stuff is underdone. Like the ephemera part. Like I've got the cover down. I've got the tassel down. I've got everything, like all the pages down. But I just feel like I lack on the ephemera. And the charms. Oh, excuse me. The charms I found for it. Oh my gosh, you should see the charms I found to go on it. Oh, they're so freaking adorable. And I'll share a bunch of stuff once I get it done and be able to show it because I want to share. Did you? Yay! But then if you get them, Peggy, you're going to want to keep them. You start flipping through them and you'll be like, oh. They are beautiful. They really are. I mean, if there's pictures, excuse me, I seen it. I had this one dictionary, Deb's craft scene, and she wanted the giraffe out of it. And she asked me to scan it and email it to her, and I did because she wants to use it. She loves giraffes. So whenever I see stuff and people want it, I don't have a problem scanning and emailing them. Me too, Luz. It's a work in progress. I've been working on this for months. Like, it's hard for me because I work 5 days a week and I don't feel like doing journaling when I get done work. So it's like on the weekends is when I have time, and then a lot of the times on the weekends, birthday parties come up or a family thing comes up, and then it kinda, like, takes it away. But I decided to take and, just really put myself into this particular journal. And I'm pretty excited with how it's turning out so far, but I just always feel like sometimes I'll sit and be like, "Do I have enough pages in it? Do I have enough ephemera in it?" It's coming along really well, surprisingly, because I'm doing things in it that I haven't done in any other journals. So it's getting there, but it is definitely a work in progress. I'm not done with it yet. I feel like it's still missing some things. And I'll put it aside and then I'll bring it back out, but I can't do a journal really fast. Yeah, I gave her the giraffe. I mailed it to her finally. It took me forever because I misplaced the book. And then I finally found it. So I was able to get that to her. And then Holly Hobby was actually made into a golden book. Oh my gosh, that would be cool looking. And then I found some things through eBay sellers loose that I got that were Holly Hobby too. As a matter of fact, I got a deck of cards that were never opened. And they're so cool looking. Even the jokers on the cards is actually Holly Hobby. It's actually her. It is the coolest joker I've ever seen. That would be cool. I don't think I've ever seen a Holly Hobby golden book. You better hang on to that, Peggy. That would be a treasure. The only one I ever found on Holly Hobby was Holly Hobby's Special Days. I don't really know how many books she had. I just remember having the doll. I don't even know how many books was even written about her. I got a deck of cards. I got wrapping paper. And do you know them three-way bendable type of cards that you used to have where you could mail them? Where you flip up and flip down, you put a gold seal. I have those in Holly Hobby, and I have a whole set of Holly Hobby Valentines that were never opened. A whole box of them that were not even separated. And because I love Holly Hobby. I never collected a bunch. I remember when we were kids, we had glasses. I remember my mom having Holly Hobby glasses that we used to drink out of. What do you mean share? Louise, if I get a double, I will. If I ever get doubles, I will gladly sell them if I have more than one. But having one, I'm keeping them. I'm greedy. I want one of every available ideals I can get my hands on. I don't think I have two of the same yet. I've been pretty fortunate memory-wise picking out what I don't have. There's more. Lots more. That's just a pile of it. You want to see the rest of them? I can get the rest of them. You want me to show them to you? Want to see more teases? I'll tease you, Louise. I think I even have a him one. Yeah, that was off of Patty's. Oh. I'm coming back with more, Louise. Hold on. Okay, you asked for it. Here's the rest of what I can find right now. Oh, I got 2 piles in my hands. Hold on. Ooh, what a load. Okay. There's the ideal scrapbook that I said I had, and I do have it. Let me refresh. Yay. Well, that's why it says Top Chat, not live stream. Okay. The ones we just looked at, where I said I had the horse head and Amy's, Peggy, there it is. This is a neighborly ideal, so I do have that one. Trying to go from memory. Here is a Valentine's ideal. These are the ones I just got off of Patty's stream. And here is another Valentine's ideals. There's 2 that say grandparents. There's one that's the grandparents scrapbook, and then there's the regular grandparent one. I have that one too. And then here's another Easter one. If you've noticed, none of the covers are the same so far. But I know at some point, my memory is going to be like, huh? And then here's another Easter one that's got a bunch of flowers. And then here's another Easter one. If you see 2, let me know. Because I haven't seen 2 the same yet. Here's another Valentine's one. Love their Valentine's ones. They got beautiful ones. And then this here is the inspiration issue. And then here's a friendship issue. And then we have a Mother's Day issue. You guys are seeing my collection. And I am not ashamed. Here's the one of Carefree Days. And then here's an Easter. And then here's another Mother's Day. And then here's a Valentine. I'd have to rewatch the video, Louise. I can't remember. I think these were the ones. Yeah, these were the ones I just got from Patty that I got off of her live sale. I don't even think I did a video on hers yet. But that's okay. Okay, and then here is another one I have already previously done. These were the Hymns of Praise in a hardback. This was a musical one with Jesus Loves Me in it. I love these hardback ones. They got music and it's just got a whole bunch of stuff. So there's my Hymns of Praise. Here's another Easter Ideals. Here's a Christmas Ideals. Here's another Christmas Ideals. And then here's a Thanksgiving Ideals. It's like I said, I need to like write down the order, like the year. Here is the memory issue. And if it's one that I don't have, I don't bid on it. And like, I think Patty had this one in her last one. Didn't she have the ship? I'd already had that one. That's why I didn't bid on it. But you did get one I didn't get, Louise. You got the Father's Day one with the globe in it that I was trying to get twice and missed it both times because of the lag. That one I don't have. Here's another one with the birds. And here's one with the lamp. I think Amy just had one of these on her thread too. I think it was when she had posted. I have that one already. And then here is another Christmas Ideals. Here is the Hearth Side Ideals. And then this next one I also just seen, I believe, on Amy's. This one here is called The Country Ideals with the Eagle. So that one there I saw on Amy's too. This last one. So it's like I said, I'm not picking up. I mean, I'm sure there's a few on Amy's I don't have. But these are the ones I have so far. And it seems to me like I have more. A few more that I must have put aside in my store when I first got it. And plus he's given me another box, so I don't know which ones I'll have in that one either. Yeah, I do. This is like a beautiful collection. This is like the only book I collect besides Anne Rule, who I love to read. And she passed away. I actually had a really nice talk with her daughter, Leslie Rule, through Facebook. First, I was like I've been an Anne Rule fan for years. She wrote true crime. She used to be a police officer, and I love her stories because she writes them great in chronological order that makes sense. I hate when you get a writer that has you all over the place. And she's one of those types, when you start reading, you just can't put her books down. And I didn't know, like, I never let her know I was her fan or anything like that. And I saw her daughter, Leslie Rule, on Facebook and through her page. And I texted her, I don't know if this is really you, because, you know, celebrities have somebody else running their pages, or it's a fan running the page or created it. And she says, yes, it's me. And we had the best conversation. I said, here she writes paranormal. She started writing paranormal, but I said, I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry for the loss of your mother. I said, I was never a recognized fan or anything like that, but that was such a loss. I said, when it come across my Google page, I was crying. And I said, I just wanted to tell you, I'm so sorry you lost your mother. And we had the best conversation we did. And one of the people, this is what's really sad. We really got into a deep conversation, and she says, tell me, because I told her I owned a used bookstore, and she said her and her mom used to travel together and sign books. And she says, tell me your opinion if you think this is morbid or not. Here, when her mother died, you know, the little announcements that you get when you go to a funeral home, somebody came in and took them and was using them as a prize, like a giveaway, because of Anne Rule, being that she was a celebrity. I said, Leslie, that's downright demented. I would be furious if somebody did that to my parents. She says, that's how I felt. She says, I felt so offended. And she wrote something, I guess, about it. And some people were telling her that she was acting. I said, no, you were not acting out. You're a grieving daughter. That's just sick for somebody to do something like that. That's a terrible thing to do to someone. People, I'm telling you, they're sick to pull that kind of stuff. That's just a sick thing to do. But she was just so heartbroken. She says, you know, we were so close, and we wrote, you know, she was such an inspiration to her daughter too. And I love Anne Rule. Oh God, I love her books. I have a lot of her collection. I don't have every one of her books, but what I liked about her books is sometimes they were in sets. Like you would get 3 stories in like one book. But if a person loves true crime, she's amazing. One of her books that really stuck out to me, though, I would have to say is one of my favorites, is when she did a prologue. And it's kind of like, I think it's why I like Criminal Minds so much, the profiling and stuff, and the common sense that people pick up on things when other people are blind to it. She wrote this book one time that was really sad, because she pointed out a lot of things to look for, you know, like if a person's in an abusive relationship and different things like that. And she said one case really, she had such a hard time because it was so heartfelt to her, was a sister who had written into her and told her that she knew her sister was going to die and there was nothing she could do to stop it. And Anne Rule, I guess, talked to this particular girl, and she saw all the signs of an abusive boyfriend who also became a husband to her sister, and she knew he was going to kill her sister. And she says, what do you do when you sit and you see it and you can't do anything? Because when you try to talk to people, they don't want to hear it. And it was just, when you read the prologue and then she wrote about it, because it did happen. This man did kill her sister. And she said, and this is why it touches me so much to my heart, was because her sister wrote to me about this story before it even ever happened, because she knew it was going to happen. And it's sad when a person's journey is going to happen regardless of what you do. And you do feel helpless. Just like when you're around somebody who has an addiction and you can't stop it. It has to be that person to step up and stop it. But she tried everything. She tried to talk to her sister. She pleaded with her. And it just, what happens is going to happen. Your journey's already written out. And I just think it's sad when you feel helpless when stuff like that happens. But that's why I loved her book so much, because she was so real. You know what I mean? Like, she was very down to earth, and it's just, I don't know. She just, a lot of her writings really touched me. And it was like, somebody tried to argue with me in Yahoo chat room one time saying, I can't you believe you read about these demented people. You must get off on the sickness. I said, no, I don't actually. That's where you're wrong. I could never wrap my head around how an innocent baby could one day grow up to be a killer. I don't understand what is so broken in that person. And science has even tried to figure it out. I mean, when I was in college, I actually wrote a paper on serial killers, believe it or not. I was really deeply into that kind of stuff. Not because of what they did. I couldn't understand how a person could turn out that bad. And the sad part, like, after a while it gets to you, like, I would have to put the books aside, because in between reading about the psych part of it, when they were seeing therapists and things, because there was one I really did a paper on. I had, there was one single person I did a paper on, and he was in therapy a lot of times. And my biggest question was with this particular person was he didn't kill just anybody. He would pick hookers and stuff off the street that nobody would miss. His name was Arthur Shawcross. This is who I did my paper on. And the thing, he's not even in the encyclopedia of serial killers. He was just someone I picked randomly to study. And then I had to do the phases of how they stalked and how they killed and why, like what was going on in their minds. And it's pretty sickening when you look inside of the mind of a serial killer, let me tell you. And I had to do a speech on it, and I had to do the phases on how they stalk their victims. And it was horrible, because the thing that I had a hard time wrapping my head around is not only how an innocent person could do it, but he was in therapy. And even the therapist said, okay, now you're talking, when a person goes to college for psychiatry or psychology, you have to have a doctorate. Okay, just kind of like a surgeon, except you're reading a person's mind and, digging into what they did. But the thing that kills me about the whole thing is, if you're paying therapists $100 an hour, and that's on the cheap side, and they're trying to tell you that this person is a danger to society, why would you ever leave them back out? This is a specialist. And this is the things that I hated about reading things like this, because therapists kept telling, when this guy committed some of these crimes before he was put away from good, he got out again. And the sad part about it was these therapists kept saying, don't let him out. As long as he was in prison, he was the perfect person to be an orderly and had, But when you let him out in society, he's just gonna kill again. So they let him out again. And he killed like 13 more people. Oh my gosh. It's awful, Peggy. It is. It's awful. Me too. And the thing that's sad, it's just like you're paying a specialist. It'd be like telling a surgeon, well, I don't believe your quality. You know what I mean? Like if he's doing the operation on you, why would you question that? If you're going to question somebody because they're not God, they're human and mistakes happen. But these people went for years to college for this. And then they're telling them, oh, well, we're not going to listen to what you have to say. And we're just going to lay him out and kill again. That's where I have a problem with our system. And I just don't believe two types of people are rehabilitatable. I don't care what anybody says. I don't believe that child molesters or serial killers are rehabilitatable. They need to spend the rest of their lives in prison, and that's just or the death penalty. To me, they just do not come back from that. And I will never believe any different. And it's just, because I took psychology too when I was in college. I was in the field of psychology, but it's not the brutal acts. It's just what would cause it. So then they did studies. Like I was reading a lot of the scientific studies, and they were saying something about the XY chromosome. They were trying to blame it on that. Well, that's like bodybuilders. Not all bodybuilders are serial killers. So they had to disqualify that. Now, to me, I wondered if there was a birth trauma. I used to think about things like that all the time when I was taking the classes for it. And I found it very interesting that they were saying that a lot of the serial killers, the frontal lobe, they were saying had some damage in the brain, and that there could have been a trauma from birth. Because I just don't believe that somebody's, made to be a killer. I think something's happened. I'm not saying that the parents were responsible or if it was abuse, because yeah, in some instances it was, in some it's not. But there has to be some kind of brain damage, because when you look in the eyes of all of them, that's the one thing that was consistent. They said it with Ted Bundy. They said it with all the, Gacy and all of, like, they had a dead blank stare, like there was no soul. There has to be something that causes that. That's not something that you're just born with. And I think there's a trauma at some point that happens to something in the brain that causes people to do that. That's just like my way of thinking too. That what was that big case where that girl watched her kids drown in a car? She just let them go and they just drowned, and it was a great big case across the America. And I thought, people were saying death penalty, but she couldn't have been in her right mind to do that. Who in their right mind would kill their children in the first place? And I'm not saying insanity plea. I'm saying there's something terribly messed up with these people to do this stuff in the first place. I can't even imagine wanting to hurt my kids intentionally. There has to be something in their mind not right to do something like that. Ugh. It's just, to me, it's crazy. And I'm not saying these people should get off lightly, and I'm not saying they shouldn't pay for their crime, because she did kill her kids. But there can't be something right in your mind to do that in the first place. I don't know. I think about stuff like that all the time, and it's just sad, you know, why people hurt other people for no reason. It's just intentionally, it doesn't make sense to me. So, the whole time I was in psychology and I studied some of this stuff, it wasn't what they did. It was always, why did they do it? That was always my question. Our brain, they say, has so many capabilities that we don't even know what it can do. That's sad. You know, there was a guy years ago who I remember when I worked in this one nursing home. There was this guy that was really young, and he had, like, a mental illness problem, and I was like, "I didn't know." I told this one lady, I said, "I didn't know that they put people in a nursing home with a mental illness," and she says, "No, that's not what happened." And, here this kid was dating this girl, and they were fighting a lot, and she broke up with him, Peggy, and he couldn't accept it. So, he kills her, and because he didn't wanna face the law, he hung himself. Well, she died and he lived, but he lived with a mental illness because he cut off the oxygen from his brain, and he couldn't even speak. He had to start all over again. He did damage by hanging himself, and they had to teach him speech and that all over again, but that's what he had to live with for what he did. They had to put him in a home to and he was never the same person. Is that, like, crazy? Well, I had to go check on my puppy, Bonnie. Lewis, the picture, did you email it to me? I will look. What are you up to, Miss Bonnie? You been able to jump into your crafty shop lately? Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that, Luz. That's gonna be so pretty. I can't wait till you're done with it. I don't see Luis's address. Luis, I'm looking. You haven't emailed me yet, Missy. You better get on it. Let me find her last email. I need your email or your mail. I lost her thing in the packaging. I got so many mails sitting in here. Ugh. I need to clean out my mailbox. Even my email's cluttered. That's terrible. There she is. I'm working on something for Bonnie too. I told her I'm going to mail her some American junk. I've been working on it. She's gonna open up this bag and be like, "What the heck did she send me?" Bonnie's our major upcycler. I'm not telling. I'm working on it still. Oh, thank you, Luz. I love it. I love the color you picked too. Bonnie, you missed my ideal stash. I want to look through this one. I'm curious. This one's called the memory issue. I showed my whole ideal stash. I got lots. And there's still some missing. I know I have a few more too. No, I just sent you an email. I sent you one to your Gmail, Louise. how pretty this is. Oh, this has got old singers in it. Garden memories. 4th of July picnics. Oh, you know, our 4th of July picnics growing up was on my uncle's farm. And yes, we did the hay ride and we had, oh, does this bring memories? We used to sit in the top of the hayloft and tell ghost stories with the doors open. Ugh, we had great times. This is from the editor's scrapbook. Oh, these are my favorite books ever, Bonnie. Look at these cars. Oh, yes. I had little cars like this and my brothers when I was a kid and I used to play in a dirt pile. Oh, you're doing them all separate, Luz? One of each? I want the blue one. The first time I come across these was from the guy that filled my bookstore. And then when I found out these were actually a collection of books, I started collecting them, Bonnie. I got tons. They have some in hardbacks. Look at that with the candy store. Oh, you know that my great uncle and aunt used to own a store that you could go and get like the penny bubble gum and stuff. I got to tell you guys a secret. It's not going to be a secret on YouTube. Look at the dresses from old catalogs in here. They ran a moonshine place. I kid you not. The glass molasses bottles used to be filled with moonshine and they used to smuggle it. That's in my family tree. You guys wonder why I'm so bad. Yep. I about died when I found out the history of some people in my family. Like, you naughty people. Look at that. Me with watermelon all over my face as a kid. Gosh, I love watermelon. I still love watermelon. They don't make them as ripe as they used to. For some reason, here lately, they don't taste the same. Which one you want to see, Bonnie? I have an adventure issue. I have a Thanksgiving. I have a Christmas. I have an Easter. I have the Hymn and Praise. Pick one. I have tons. I have one here called Country. And these only cost $1.50 when they were sold. You believe that? Here's one called Hearthside. You want to see the Hearthside? Okay, we'll do the Hearthside. I like the ones that's got the antiquish looking covers. This is the Hearthside. Oh, look at that bird. Too bad it's in a cage, though. I have a problem with things captured. Like, I would like this picture better if the bird was on a feeder free or on a thing. I don't like anything caged. I have a problem with that. I don't even like horses with halters. And so I love horses, but I love them free. I don't like them with bridles and halters on them. Oh, look at that. Cookies. Your family must be related to mine. That's hysterical. But I remember the store. I just don't remember because it was before my time. I guess he used to run moonshine like the Dukes of Hazzard. I thought that was funny. Bad, bad boys. Look at that picture. Oh, look at that winter beauty. You know, I have pictures I took from my old house where the snow would just lay into the tree branches. Unbelievable. Look at those old clocks. This is old. Oh my goodness, it's got music in it. Love's Old Sweet Song and Home Sweet Home. I didn't know this had musical notes in it too. Now see, I love this picture. A bunch of birds and a feeder. My birds this past winter probably thought I forgot about them. I usually go and get wild bird seed for them through the winter time so they can eat. My husband was mad at me because the birds kept pooping all over our cars because it's not far from the bird feeder. I said, yeah, but watch what grows up. And then the one day, one of them pooped where my flowers are. I have like a bed. And do you know, a great big sunflower came out of the ground? That's what I love about birds because they eat the seeds and then they fertilize them. Excuse me. And they did. I had a great big sunflower growing up against the side of my house. It was awesome. Yeah, this was like one of those globes. I love the globe on the Father's Day one you got. I haven't found that one yet, Louise. I've been looking for it. I love oh, look at that puppy. That looks like a spaniel. That looks like a type of spaniel dog, like a Brittany Spaniel almost, except one of the chocolate looking ones. How cute is that picture? And there's the kitty cats. I miss my cats. I can't wait to get their journal done so you guys can see them from the time they were babies. I loved my kitties. I had 22 wonderful years with my Hope. And my husband had 21 years of wonderful years with Heather, but Hope was mine. She loved everybody. She was beautiful. I love that cat. I still miss her. Look at that baby face. Oh my goodness. Look how blue. I totally get why people love the old imageries. That baby's eyes are absolutely gorgeous. Little smiling angel. Let me not to the marriage of true minds. And then there's my Valentine. This, I love the wraparound porches of the old homes. There was an old lady I used to sit with in our old neighborhood. She'd always bring me a glass of water with ice, and we would just sit and talk on her porch. And looky there. Embroidery. I remember doing that with those big rings when I was in Girl Scouts. And there's Abe Lincoln. He was one of the ones, I think I did a report on him one year. He was one of my favorite presidents to study. And there's Washington. I love these books. I mean, they just never stop giving. If they don't have a poem or a saying or a picture. Look at that. Beautiful. I showed them all once. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to do the magazines right now, not the hardback. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Scoot them over. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. There's 40 regular magazines and 1, 2, 3, 4 hardbacks. And I know that I got a few more around here. I just don't know where they're at. But there's basically the bulk of my collection. Oh, and usually I just look for them, like if mostly a couple church sales, and we have to find them. Hey, Chris, how are you? See what the fruit one looks like. This is a Thanksgiving one. I want to look at the ship one too, though. Maybe I'll just leave these two out. You doing okay? I love my ideas. Now, this one here looks taped together with masking tape. Let's see what's inside. We have a Bernice. A Bernice that used to own this. Look at that squirrel. And this is a Thankful Time. Oh, I wonder what year this is. This is 1955. I don't know what my oldest one is. I haven't looked. Are you crafting anything, Chris? Anything new? Oh, this has got a ship in it too. See, this isn't even the ship one, and it's got a ship in it. Autumn. I could look at these forever. I think the first one that I seen that came into my store was a Easter one. It had flowers on it. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that picture. You have to get up at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Ugh. My sleeping pattern's so off. I got doctor's appointments coming up that I am not looking forward to say the least. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, look at that black kitty. I miss my black kitties. Oh, this is pretty. Very bright. Yeah, I hate when I do that too. I feel like when I gotta be somewhere like early in the morning, I'm like up every hour on the hour. Oh, look at that paper. See, I haven't went through all these yet. I like went into brown paper, baggish looking type paper. Oh, look at that. I tell you another thing I'm a sucker for besides horses. I love swans. My favorite things are yellow roses, yellow wildflowers. I love horses, and I love swans, and I love butterflies, and I love ideals. And fall is my favorite season. Autumn is it. It rocks. It's the perfect weather here. No humidity. It's perfect. And this is the adventure issue. Last one, ladies. I'm going to bed too here shortly, Peggy. You have your dog. My dog's in the other room. I'm surprised she hasn't come in here. Oh, look. That looks like the cover almost of that book, Louise. Well, they show a lot of globes. I love that page. That's pretty. You have sweet dreams, Peggy. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Yeah, it's weird. How Patty even noticed that on the cover of the one book. Remember how the globes were two different colors? The year on this one, oh shoot. Hold on. Roman numerals. I'll tell you here in a second. I know before I do my live book sales, I rate on the top the copyright dates, because that way I don't have to worry about trying to guess the Roman numerals. I know Roman numerals to a point. Like I know XX means 10. Like the X means 10. This is a 1976. Is what date this is. It's a 76. Yeah, they must have reprinted these to an extent or something. The Pony Express. I never really paid attention to, is it like the same volumes written in different time periods, like reprinted maybe? I never really paid attention to that when I was collecting these. I just thought they were all written like a magazine, you know, like one copy. I never thought about them being reprinted in different years. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. You'd have to double check the dates on them to see if they were true doubles. Is that like not crazy? I wish I had. I remember the story Up, Up, and Away. Oh my goodness, Huckleberry Finn. There's a horse. Mike, I'm in alive. This is the Scandinavian folklore, the Nissen. Oh, and I'll tell you something else I found a bunch of too. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet though. Because I found a bunch of highlights. But they're not old though. I know some highlights are worth money. I went into an old bookstore, not because there's another one I like to visit. And he's got a cabinet locked. And he's got like $100 on this one particular, I forget what year it was in. It was one of the older the books I was just talking about. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Highlights book. And I think I have a couple old ones. But I would never put that amount of money on them. I think that's an awful lot. I think it was a 1970 something issue. But somebody said they were hard to find. I'm like, I don't know. I got a whole stack of them somewhere. My daughter had them when she was little. We used to read them all the time and do the hidden pictures and highlights. This is the oldest book I have, Louise. Did you ever see this? This was written by Benjamin Franklin. This is Poor Me and Richard's Almanac. This is the oldest book in my house currently. It's a leather cover. The inside's falling apart. Just the inside page, but the pages inside of it are in great condition. This is a 1736. And in the back, there's a little stamp here. You know what? I'm going to look at this over top of it. The stamp dated in this says March 9th, 1910. Or 1810? 1810. March 8th, 1810. Remember we were trying to figure out this date, Mike? Something like that. It's old. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go too. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I come up here and was doing other stuff and playing with my puppy and came straight online. Oh, let me pull this over. You have a good night too, Liz. You guys have a great night. And thank you guys for coming in too. It was fun spending time with you all. So I'm going to leave this. You guys have a good one. I'm going to go too. Mwah! Thanks for coming. And thanks for the chat. I can't wait to see more of your work, Liz. Good night, everybody. Bye. I'm getting ready to leave, Bonnie. Oh, you're welcome. I love it when we share our stuff. You'll have to get on and do your stash, Louise. Yep, I gotta go. I haven't even eaten dinner yet, Bonnie, and it's like midnight here. I'm hungry. Thanks. You guys have a great one.